Over the last few sessions, we have been discussing fundamentals of financial accounting and reporting. So I had grouped these topics into one singular lecture, into one singular broad topic. That is, first of all, we had basics and fundamentals of accounting. We discussed what are the accounting principles, the journals, ledger, trial balances, and basic financial statement construction. Then we discussed what are the standard setting bodies, what are the qualitative characteristics. We went on to balance sheet, income statement, and comprehensive income statement of cash flows. We had 2 sessions. And last session, we discussed statement of changes in equity and notes to account. Now, under financial reporting, we'll do a final session today, which is segment reporting and SEC reporting requirements. Or rather, I'll just change it, SEC reporting requirements and segment reporting. This will be the final topic, which will be starting today under this topic. Now, for public companies and for certain other companies which meet certain criteria, SEC has got separate or additional reporting requirements as compared to US GAAP. And that's what we'll be focusing on today. Now, there's a lot of content which we'll be going over today regarding Form 10K, 10Q, the filing deadlines, different types of forms, and different operating segments. Now, most of our discussion today is theoretical. There's a lot to memorize here and there in terms of rules, in terms of filing deadlines and all, and in terms of, what forms to be filed up, what forms to not to be. So let's get started with that. So first of all, Securities and Exchange Commission is essentially there to regulate the public companies, and regulate the buying and selling of securities or the exchange of securities. So why do we have SEC? I'll again concise this out. SEC exists primarily to regulate the public companies and regulate the exchange of securities. Now, SEC again was established by the Securities and Exchange Act in 1934. And again, it's the power it has is to license and regulate the stock exchange. So this is something theoretical. I don't think you need to memorize the dates, but just to give you an idea what SEC does, and I'm sure we are very well aware of that. Now, how many of these companies or which of these companies comes under the purview of SEC regulation? So if you're a publicly traded company, if you have your stocks issued in any of the stock exchange, be it NASDAQ, be it, let's just say, New York Stock Exchange, then again, it comes under the purview of SEC. You have to follow and comply with all the SEC requirements. The second is, if you have assets more than 10 million and 2,000 or more shareholders, even then, if you're a private company, even then you have to comply with the SEC regulations. Does this make sense? So essentially, public companies and large private companies. What I would call it is public companies and large private companies. They have to follow the SEC requirements. If you're a company which have stocks issued in a stock exchange, it could be New York Stock Exchange, it could be NASDAQ, you have to comply with the SEC regulation. Again, if you're a large private company which has more than 10 million assets and 2,000 or more shareholders, you have to comply with the SEC regulation. Are we all clear with this? Which companies falls under the purview of SEC regulation? If I can get a response from everyone, I'll move on to the next topic. Okay, Miranda, yes. Albert, yes. Mark, yes. Rebecca, Heather, Harshita. Okay. Now, under SEC, the two requirements or the two regulation that imposes the requirements on these companies are Regulation SK and Regulation SX. Now, what do these regulations contain? In very simplistic terms, and what I expect you to know is Regulation SK tells you which are the forms you must file. So let's just say you must file Form 10K as annual financial statements, you must file Form 10Q as quarterly financial statements, you must file Form 8K for any major events. So the forms which you must file that is informed by regulation SK. And the content of the form, what will be inside each of these forms, how should you present what is required within these forms, that is informed by regulation SX. This is something which you must know. See, again, all these are elaborations. These huge context or these huge text are elaboration. What you need to know and what you must know and what you must carry back from this session is, first of all, SEC regulation applies to public companies and large private companies with 10 million in assets and 2,000 or more shareholders. There are two regulations which you must comply with. First one, regulation SK. The regulation SK tells you which forms you must fill. And then you also have regulation SX. Now, regulation SX tells you the content of each of those forms, what goes in, what disclosures are required, and everything else. So it details, regulation SK details the reporting requirements for various SEC filings. What are the reporting requirements, which forms you must file? That's discussed or that's disclosed in regulation SK. Now, again, since when does SK becomes effective? The moment you go with an IPO, the moment you file a form S1 in conjunction with an IPO, you have to comply with SK regulation. Now, SX essentially tell you what must go inside the form. So SX tells you presented in annual reports must conform to SX accounting and disclosure rules. What accounting is required, what disclosures are required. All of this is discussed in SX. It also tells you what financial statements must be presented in each of those forms and for what periods. What financial statements must be presented in each of those forms and for what period. So let's just say if you're filing form 10K, you must have 2 balance sheets. You must have 3 income statements, 3 cash flows. All this is discussed in regulation SK. It also talks about additional non-GAAP disclosures. So there are additional or extra non-GAAP disclosures which are not required by regulation, by US GAAP, but it is required by regulation SX. Are we clear with what is regulation SK and SX? The distinction, both of them apply in conjunction. You use or apply both of them in conjunction and together. SK tells you which forms to be filed. So regulation SK will come in and tell you, okay, so you are a public company, you must file form 10K, you must file form 10Q, and these are the deadlines for it. Or you must file form 8K. But what do you file in form 10K? Let's just say your annual financial statements. It must be audited. What financial statements? Let's say here it would be quarterly financial statements in comparative form. And again, this must be reviewed. All this is discussed in regulation SX. Are we clear? Any questions you can ask me. Are we clear what's regulation SK and SX? SK tells you the form numbers, which forms to file, by when to file. SX tells you what goes within each of those forms. If I can have a very quick response, guys, and as I keep on stating, right, it's a virtual session. It makes it a lot easier for me to understand that you guys are following, you guys are not sleeping, you guys are on track. If I can see your response, great. A simple why and N is sufficient. Okay, any questions so far?